Hi, I'm Cheryl Gibbs for We Are The City TV, and tonight we're here at the Power of Profile networking event put on by We Are The City's Vanessa Vallely. She's going to be talking tonight about how to raise your profile, how to network, and she's going to be joined by Heather White as well. So We Are The City is all about networking, so let's just do that, shall we?
Power of Profile, what are you here to actually learn about? In terms of building your profile, there's a series of tools and techniques that you can use. And where this actually came about was by looking retrospectively at my own journey. What kind of happened in the last 4 years, when I look back, was a series of steps that I then looked at and thought, well actually I can share these with other people so that they can kind of use the same techniques themselves. Who am I? What's my brand? What am I about? And what now do I need in order for me to progress? And this kind of led me on to, well, do you know something, I can't do it on my own. And there are certain skills that I need in order to progress. Every single brand there is needs a bit of marketing, and you are no exception to that rule. So I'm going to hand you over to Heather, who's going to talk to you a little bit about working the room and why networking is so important.
So what I do as a networking expert, if you like, is to teach people how to go about doing their networking, whether or not that's for your career or for your business, for new business, or whether or not to do with internal dynamics. So what we can predict is that during your career, it is going to change. So therefore, the branding part is one of the ways of actually helping you to stay prepared for those changes. My personal view about networking is the most dynamic, fantastic, life-changing experience you'll ever experience in your world. I personally don't think networking should be just about going to events. I think most effective networking is on a one-to-one basis. Most people's networks aren't wide enough. They're quite narrow, in fact. So when you're out and about talking to people, it's probably quite a good idea to have a wider perspective as to when you meet somebody, how they might be of service and how you might be of service to them. So what I've done is I've created 7 networks that you probably need to develop. What you'll find is this will give you the coverage that you're looking for.
It's one of those things, isn't it? You think about your own profile or your brand and you think, yeah, I've got that covered. But when you come here and you listen to the likes of Vanessa and Heather, it's quite amazing what you think that you actually don't know.
Yeah, it's really good because people obviously think that a brand is something that a business has. But what they don't realise is that as an individual, you have to carry your brand as well and you have to be consistent.
People called connectors. Now the word itself is probably self-explanatory. It's people who are well connected. But there are people who are well connected that don't share, and there are people that are well connected that do share. My suggestion is that you meet anybody who's a connector and they're a sharer, make sure that you develop relationships with them. This skill is fantastic for your branding and also for your longevity. And what I always recommend to people is that if you're going to get into this stuff called networking, is consider yourself as the go-to person. That's why as you're going about your merry way, collect people. So when I'm networking, I'm looking for knowledge, I'm looking for contacts, understanding, the nuances. So the conversation is very wide and I'm able to enjoy anything that they want to talk about as well. So it's not just about me. Nothing I'm doing is separated. It all blends together. So my websites, and my LinkedIn and the search engine, the whole thing keeps dovetailing together because I'm no different to you. I don't have the time to just do networking. Okay, all the stuff that we're doing, the branding, everything else, makes the whole business work and makes my whole career work.
I think the most important thing and the biggest USP for We Are The City is that they're a central hub. So coming to something like this, you get kind of information from all walks of life. Do you think that is essentially what they do?
Yes, definitely. To see all the different groups come together in one hub, and it's quite interesting that they're not sort of competing with each other, they're all helping each other.
But the question is, most of you are probably based in the city, so where do you network? And these are not just, obviously, for women, these are male events as well. We Are The City, what we are is a conduit for all of the networks, so kind of like a centralised hub. we have a centralised calendar of all the events. So if ever you're in London or you've got a free week and you can say, right, I'm going to go to one event every other week, you can log on to the centralised calendar and have a choose of which events that you're going to go to. In the ever-moving technology world that we live in, social media has got a massive part to play. So let's talk about LinkedIn. LinkedIn has got to be my favourite social media tool in the world. And there's certain keywords that you should have in certain fields. So for example, your summary line, so at the very, very top of the page, where you put what your job title is, shouldn't just have the job title that you've got today, it should be the job titles that you can do. So for example, if any of you look at mine, I've got kind of diversity head in there, head of business management, you know, a little bit of everything that I can do, because people will search and it will come up as that keyword. And I would implore you, update your LinkedIn profiles, make sure that you've got those summary headlines right, those keywords, a decent headshot, that you've linked in with the people that you need to, that you remove the connections that are no longer kind of the people that you don't think you can help, and that you're members of the right groups. I am an avid user of Twitter, and I hang out with individuals that send me the most inspiring stuff, not just me, but our network. Have a strong bio, so this is just, it's a couple of lines. Tell me a little bit about yourself. So if you look at mine, it's like city working mum, interested in diversity, does networking, kind of gives someone a picture. So follow like-minded individuals, and so you'll be amazed at the information that you'll receive. But say there's some amazing people on there and amazing people to follow, so I can implore you, have a go on. It takes about 5 minutes to set up an account.
Suzanne, tell me, what did you enjoy about tonight's event?
Well, I just think Vanessa always presents so well, and hearing about her story, kind of literally from rags to riches, is so inspirational, and it really gives you a sense that if she can do it, anybody can do it. And not only do you feel that, she then gives you the tips on how to do it. Everything from how to manage your LinkedIn profile to how to use Twitter. She is amazing. And hearing her go through all of her tips with the strategies that she used is just, you know, it's a fantastic evening.
I mean, you're a doctor, you're an author of 3 books and entrepreneur and all those kind of things. Did you still take away something after tonight?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I do Twitter and LinkedIn, but even a few of the tips, because she's so specific in what she talks about. You know, I was writing as furiously as any of the other women were.
Earlier on we talked about brand, right, and brand you, and Heather touched on a little bit of brand. And unfortunately, there is an aspect of profile that people will judge you when you turn up, what you wear, what you look like, and stuff like that. There is still a kind of minority that will do that. When you introduce somebody, or if you think about your particular strapline, what will happen when someone else then introduces me and say, oh, that's Vanessa, she's our subject matter expert in trade operations. And eventually, if it's said and repeated enough, it becomes the t-shirt you wear, and it becomes your chosen strapline. Your profile, my profile, their profile, his, she's. You've got to promote each other. So promote each other through LinkedIn, Twitter. Use people's preferred strapline. If I know you like to be referred to in a certain way, that's how I will refer to you. And I'd like you to do the same. If you meet someone that's looking for something, you can't fill that gap, who do you know that can help them? Obviously, building your profile, it takes time. It's taken me a good few years, and I never set out to do it. It's a retrospective look at kind of the journey that I've been on. Invest time in LinkedIn and your social net and your social media. Above all, invest time in your network. So when you go out there now, I know it's very easy when you come with someone to sit next to them and kind of stay in that clique, but kind of make an agreement with yourself, actually I'm going to go over there and meet someone else. Because if you don't meet another person this evening, it's a wasted opportunity on your part. You can paint yourself to be something else. When I look at you, I don't want to see the sponge, right? What I want to see is that big, juicy cake in the window. So you need to kind of work on the things that are you, about you, things that you promote to make me see you above anyone else.
So I'm assuming you reiterate her message about your appearance being important.
Appearance is important. It's not just about how you dress yourself, but it's about how you feel in the clothes that you wear. That's, for me, the most important thing. If you wear something that you feel comfortable in, you will automatically relax and you'll feel more confident, therefore you'll project a better image of yourself.
And Vanessa and Heather were amazing, weren't they?
They were, and they gave so many good tips, and so many tips that you can hold on to and do for yourself. So they were tremendous.
If you were going to take away one tip, what would it be and why?
Never turn down an opportunity. You never know where it may lead you to.
So I think it's fair to say that everybody that come here tonight really enjoyed it. We all found it really inspirational and very motivating, which of course is the whole purpose for being here. But Vanessa is just about to draw the raffle, and I reckon my number's in. So I'll see you next time at the next We Are The City event.